Oh my gosh, at that point, I looked at my mom and I started shaking and I started pouring tears, guys. Started pouring tears.
No one told you to buy those tickets.
Oh my gosh. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. So welcome back to our channel. So today we're bringing you another story time, and this story time is very interesting to us. This literally just happened 2 weeks ago. This was probably like the worst day we ever experienced. Before we do start our story time, we do want to show off our shirts. So one of our very good friends from high school, Javier, is coming out with new merchandise, and we just want to show them off for you guys and give you a little bit of info on it if you guys want to purchase them. So they look like this. So you have the logo in the front and you also have the logo inside. The acronyms are DAB, and it's Dash a Bit, kind of like That's a Bet. So I think that's really cool. So this is the ones he sent us, and they're in the color black with the white logo. And definitely let us know if you guys want us to do a collab with them. This said that they're up for making new colors for us, so maybe we can come up with like a pink or a purple, something girlier. But yeah, they haven't came out yet. They're coming out soon, so I'm sure he's going to be posting when they'll come out. So if you guys want to check him out, I'll put his Instagram somewhere here, or I'll put the link down below so you guys can go on their website. So let's start on with this story time. So this story time takes place here in Dallas. So you want to start off?
You start off because you're the one that was crying.
Okay. Basically, Mary and I were deciding to take a vacation, but we just wanted to kind of lay loose. We didn't get to take a vacation on actual spring break, so I was like, why don't we take a vacation after spring break? I'm sure the tickets are going to be cheaper, and so we thought everything would work out better that way, and like everything started coming in together. It turns out I needed to get my both wisdom teeth taken out, my top wisdom teeth taken out immediately, and I don't have any dental insurance, and I was not about to pay $1,700 something to get those wisdom teeth taken out here. So I was like, you know what, we can go to Mexico, I can get them taken out, and it's gonna be fine. You know, I'm gonna pay like way less than I have to pay here. And then it turns out that Mary starts getting this pain in her stomach that is really bothering her. My mom never really liked doctors from here, so she said that she wanted my sister to get treated over there in Mexico, and everyone has, like all of our family members go to this specific doctor that everyone trusts on. So we were like, you know what, let's go to Mexico. I can get my teeth, my wisdom teeth taken out, and you can get checked out on that pain because it kept bothering her. So we called our aunt ahead of time, and we were like, hey, like if we buy a flight, can you guys help us out with getting appointments with my dentist over there and then the doctor that was going to treat her over there. So they were like, yeah, just let us know when you guys are coming. So then we started going to the travel agencies to look at tickets that were cheap for us to go for, so we can travel as soon as possible. And so we did. We ended up going to an agency, and they found us pretty good tickets. They were actually on sale, got them. So my sister and I were traveling with my mom, and everything turned out pretty easily for us in the beginning. And then the day came up.
So our flight was, when I told Connie to look at the paper the day before we were leaving, the flight said 10:50, but departure, right?
Yeah, the departure, was it? Yeah, the departure that it said on the ticket said 10:50, so almost 11. So we were like, okay, like they always tell you to go 2 hours, 3 hours earlier than your departure time. So we were like, you know what's 10:50, let's start leaving at like 8:30 so we can be there like by 9. So we're like, that would be a good time because we don't really like being at the airport and waiting for so long. That's gonna be perfect time. So the day comes up, we have our luggage and everything set. Waking up at 5. We woke up at 5 a.m. to get everything situated, and we wanted to like kind of clean around the house because we hate leaving and then coming back to a mess. So I was like, let's clean around the house. And then I, for some strange reason, wanted to work out. I've been doing a 7-minute workout before the trip, so I was like, I think it was like my last day, so I was like, I have to complete the, you know, the session or whatever. So I did my workout.
I was really hungry. I told my dad if he can take me to a donut shop, and we went to the donut shop really calmly. He wasn't speeding. He was going as slow as possibly can. And I got home and I sat down. Connie was still working out. My mom was washing dishes, and my dad, he was in his room. I think he was watching TV.
Yeah, you guys came back and ate the donuts, right?
Yeah, and I was eating the donuts. No one was looking at the time. No one was
At
worried
all.
about the time.
So at this point, my dad's like taking a nap in his room. My mom's still doing stuff in the kitchen. And then I think, what were you doing? I think you were just on your phone, right?
No, I took a shower.
You took a shower. While you were taking a shower, I think I was just on my phone. And then at some point, I looked at my phone, and it was already probably like 7:30. Yeah, it was about 7:30 already, and I didn't mind. For some reason, I didn't mind it. So we just kept doing our own thing, and time kept passing by. I started doing my makeup, and then Mary came in. She started picking out what she was gonna wear. She started doing her makeup also. I finished my makeup and started on my hair. Mary was barely doing her makeup. And so there comes to a point where I checked the time, and it was probably like 8:40. Yeah, it was like about 8:40. So I still didn't think at all. I wasn't like, oh my god, like we have to hurry. No. And then we started heading out of the door at some point. I think it was probably like 8:50 something. It was probably almost 9 when we started heading like out of the door, like actually leaving. And then when we're already in the car, my dad decides to say that one of the tires is flat, so that we have to put air. We're like, okay, let's go to the nearest gas station, tire shop.
The guy that was in charge, he looked at the car first, like really, the guy had no worries. He took his time, and my mom kind of at that point got irritated, so she got off the car and she was seeing if they can hurry up. The point is, they changed the tire and they fixed it, and we left. What time was it? Like 9:45?
No, I remember I was Snapchatting, and I was like, oh my god, we're at a tire shop and we're gonna be late, but I was joking, you know. And it was exactly 9:15. 9:15.
It was 9:15, and you make 45 minutes to get to the airport.
And this time we didn't actually make it, like it didn't take that long for us to get to the airport. I think it took about like 35 minutes or 30 minutes. We got to the airport exactly at, what time did we get to the airport? I think it was exactly like 10:10, like 10:09 or 10:10. So we're just hurrying, you know, because the departure time is 10:50 and it's like 10:10. So we're like, oh my god, we're gonna make it, like let's just hurry up, like speed it up. We get to the American Airlines, you know, little center where you have to check in, and you take out your passports, and we're gonna do the self check-in. So I swiped the first passport. I don't know if it was my mom or hers or mine, but I swiped the first passport to check in, and immediately as soon as I check it in and I put the flight number that we were supposed to be on, it says check-in time, what did it say? Check-in time passed, like we can't check in anymore. And I'm like, okay, like still like no alarm on my head at all. We're like, okay. So I tell one of the ladies that works there, I'm like, hey, they didn't let us check in. And all she said was like, yeah, your check-in time passed. You're gonna have to go to the other side of the airport and check in over there. That's all she said. She didn't say anything else. So then we're still thinking like, okay, like there's probably something wrong with the system, or someone else has to do it like for us. So we get our luggage and we go to the other side. Oh, and then there's this lady there, and I just tell her like, hey, like the other lady told her that we can't check in. And then she's like, what time is your departure? And I was like, 10:50. She's like, it's 10:20 right now. You guys can't leave. Your plane is about to fly off. Like you guys lost your flight. And immediately, like, I got chills.
And Mom wasn't freaking out because she thought, and she kept saying how they can easily change us to a different airplane, different flight. They took us to some guy in the front desk, and the guy, no, it was a woman, and the woman basically said they can change our flight, and it will be like in 6 in the afternoon on the same day, but we would have to pay.
Oh, you guys can fix it, like you guys can get us another flight. And she's like, yeah, we can get you guys another flight, like no problem, right? And then she's like, okay, I'm just gonna need you guys to pay a $200 penalty. I think that's how you would say it. She said it in Spanish. I don't know if that's how you say it in English also. She's like, I'm gonna have to charge you guys for a $200 penalty for each ticket if you guys want to catch another flight. And then like I was just like really like, okay, like we missed our flight. So Mary looks at me and she's like, you know what, use your credit card, like just pay it, like just pay it, whatever. I was like, yeah, no problem, like I don't care. And then I take out my credit card. As soon as like I'm about to hand it to her, she's still looking at the system, and then she's like, Oh wait, like no, my manager, she just like told me right now that you guys are gonna have to pay the $200 penalty for each ticket, and also the difference from the ticket, because your ticket just the price just moved up. It's not the same price anymore, so we can't charge it as the same price. And we're like, okay, well, like how does that work? Like how high does it go up now? And like, how much did she say?
Pay like 2,000 something.
Yeah, it was going over 2,000
for 3 tickets. We were gonna pay 2,000 something.
Because we were gonna be charged
plus the 200 each.
Yeah, the 200 penalty, and then the difference from each ticket. So I was like, that's crazy money right there. Like my mom was like, we're not gonna pay that. Like that's so much money. That's ridiculous. Can you guys just like get us another flight? Like we will pay the penalty, whatever that means. I don't know if that's like a castigo because we didn't get there in time. Like we will just pay that. And she's like, no, like you guys have to pay the difference because the ticket's not the same, blah blah blah. And then like if you guys would have got, and she kept saying like, oh, because you guys got the cheapest ticket, like the ticket that you guys got was on sale, like it doesn't come with any warranty or blah blah blah. And then my mom was already mad, so she's like, so why, the hell do you guys put out those tickets if it doesn't have like any warranty that you guys can get us another flight if something like this happens? And they were like, oh, we don't know, ma'am, like those are just on sale, blah blah blah.
Yeah, she told us to go online. Maybe we can find a special for the tickets. But American Airlines, normally it's really rare if they have specials. So if you buy a ticket for 300 something, going to Guadalajara, because tickets for Guadalajara, they're pretty expensive, especially when the summer comes around. So at this point, we wanted to go sit down and we started thinking maybe we can find tickets from a different airline. We sat down and we started looking for tickets for a different airline, which was Volaris, and then my sister, she decided to look for tickets for Interjet.
No, because like if you click on Google and you type cheap tickets, like it's gonna take you to all these websites where you can buy cheap tickets, and I've known people that buy cheap tickets.
Have you bought tickets?
No, well I haven't, but
no,
like I'm never gonna do that again. But I've known people who've used Cheapo Fair or I forgot the other one, but it's different websites where you can get cheap tickets and they're like legit, So immediately, like I'm like desperate right now. I'm actually even telling my mom, like, if I don't find tickets, like, can we just go on the bus?
I was not gonna go on the bus.
I was like, it's our vacation, and then we both already had our appointments. She had her appointment with her doctor, and then I had my appointment with my specialist over there. And like the thing for me was that the specialist was only gonna be there for that time, and I didn't trust anyone in Mexico, because you can't trust just anyone if mess with your teeth, especially if you already have braces. For them to take out like 2 wisdom teeth, they can like literally hurt you or do something, or not actually like be like a legit dentist. So the dentist that we all trust, like the other family goes to, was only going to be there that day that they put me on. Payment is in 2 days, like I can't miss it. I was like, I'm so desperate, Mom. I was like, I'm up for like even taking the bus. She's like, we're not taking the bus, like that's dangerous, like you're crazy, like we need to think of something else. So I'm like holding my tears because I'm not crying yet, so I'm like holding my tears. We're sitting in the airport, and I'm going like online trying to find some tickets. And so I go through this through this website called Cheapo Fair, and I find some tickets for Interjet, like the airline Interjet, and they were $250 one way to like go and come back. But the only thing that they were cheap for, it was because from here we would have to make a stop in the city of Mexico and get off, and then get another plane to go to Guadalajara. So my mom was like that's no biggie, like it's not like you have to get out of the airport. And then it said the waiting time for the next flight to take to Guadalajara was gonna be like 4 hours, so we would just have to wait in the city of Mexico for 4 hours. So I was like, that's
4 hours.
I was like, that's no biggie, and like that's all it said. It said from DFW to city of Mexico, and then Guadalajara, and then all the way to come back also Guadalajara, city of Mexico, and then DFW. So I was like, no biggie, 4 hours, like we can do that, like I'm not gonna stay here. So I'm so like desperate, and my mom's like, you know what, like wait, like maybe we can still try talking it out with the managers here, like maybe they can do something for us, like we can do something. And I was like, no mom, like they're not gonna do anything, like I kept telling her like we have the tickets on sale, like they're not gonna do anything for us, like they already told us. So I go on there, put on my credit card number, blah blah blah, do all the info, and then I automatically like buy the tickets. I get my confirmation order and everything, and like it tells me all the departure time, all the information that you get to my phone. So like it's all cool. So then I told my sister, you know what, like I paid for your ticket, go ahead and pay for my mom's, so she doesn't have to buy hers. So Mary's about to put in her information for her ticket also. And I'm like, wait, hold on, something started feeling so wrong at that point. And I was like, wait. And then I started reading through the email that I got from the confirmation, like the confirmation email that you get when you buy the tickets, and it says that there's been a change in my flight. So it says that from after landing in the city of Mexico that we were gonna have to go to Toluca. So I tell my mom, I'm like, hey, where's Toluca? And she's like, oh, it's like about 3 hours or 4 hours from the city of Mexico. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would it say like from DFW to Mexico and Toluca and then Guadalajara? Like, it says it's only gonna make one stop. So mom was like, read it right. And then I kept reading it, and then it literally says you will need to get a bus like literally it says you will need to take a bus from city of Mexico to Toluca to transfer to another airport. Oh my gosh, at that point I looked at my mom and I started shaking and I started pouring tears, guys.
No one told you to buy those tickets.
Oh my gosh, I regret that so much.
This is why no one flies with the Interjet.
I regret that so much. Like,
who waits in the airport?
Why would they do that?
It takes a bus to go to a different airport to fly.
So another city. Like, literally, like, who's gonna want to do that? And so I look at my mom and I'm like, Mom, I just did something. Like, I started pouring tears. I was like, I just did something wrong. So I knew I had messed up because my sister and I were not fixing to transfer from one airport to another airport, from a city to another city in Mexico, like the city of Mexico.
Especially not by ourselves.
And it could be very dangerous and we don't know anyone, you know, we don't know how to move around, especially in Mexico. Like, you can't just trust anyone, just like in any other place, you know. Like, we didn't know how we were gonna do it, you know. We would have to buy tickets for a bus to go to it, you know what I mean, like to go to another city. So anyways, like, I'm pouring in tears, I'm going almost crazy, and I'm like, you know what, like, I'm gonna wave to the Interjet section, like little section, like they open, so I can explain to them, maybe they can do something for me. And so I waited for an hour until they opened. Immediately when I saw that they opened, I told them, I was like, hey, like, this happened, like, can you guys help me out? And then they started telling me, like, no, we can't, we're sorry, like, we can't do anything for you. And I was like, why? Like, it's Interjet, like, it's your airline. They're like, yeah, but you bought the tickets from a website and we don't have access to that. Like, we can't access to that, we can't do anything for you. And I just kept crying and crying like a little girl. And they were like, all we can recommend you is talk to customer service from that website and maybe they can do something for you. And like, heck yeah, I did. Like, I went on there, I was like, if anything, I need my money back. Like, what the hell? Like, my sister and I are not gonna fly. Like, that's just not gonna happen. I need my money back. So I called customer service. They put me on hold for like 30 minutes. Waited those 30 minutes, and then I ended up talking to this guy, explained everything to him. And then I was like, please, like, you have to help me. Like, I'm crying. And he's like, no, like, I'm sorry. Like, stop crying. Like, it's gonna be okay. And then he's like, we can change the flight so that you and your sister don't have to leave the airport. And at that point, like, everything started feeling so bad. Like, I just had like a worst feeling ever. I was like, no, things are going wrong. Like, maybe this is just a sign that I need to stop. Like, this is crazy. Like, it just feels so wrong. So I was like, you know what, can I just get my money back? Like, I just want my money back. I don't want to fly in this airline. Like, I just don't want to fly anymore. And then he just kept offering the tickets. No, he's like, no, like, I can change it for you. I was like, no, like, I just want my money back. Like, I'm over it already. Like, really, I wasn't over it, but I just wanted my money back. I didn't want us to go through that, to have to, like, go to that city or anything like that. And then he was like, yeah, like, I can give you your money back, but it's going to take 14 days to get back to you. And I was like, oh my god, like, really? And I was like, okay, what else? Like, is that it? He's like, no, I'm also going to have to charge you $100 for each ticket, so $200. And I was like, are you serious? Like, okay. I was like, you know what, do it or whatever. I want my money back. I don't want to do this. Cancel it. He cancels it. I gave my confirmation cancellation number, whatever. And then after that, my mom is still
trying with American Airlines to fix things. And I went with her, and basically the woman that was in the front desk, she just said, I'm gonna just tell you to go to Terminal B, and we're actually in Terminal D, so we had to go downstairs. And she said that they can help you out. So we went and we told the other lady that was in the front desk, hey, we missed our flight. People from Terminal D said that you guys can help us. And she's like, I don't understand why people always get sent over here with us. We can't do anything about that. All I can tell you, call customer service. Maybe they can help you out. So we call customer service. We're in the car in the parking lot, and my mom talked to the woman, and she basically said, yeah, I can help you out. Just give me the names of the people that were gonna, fly. And my mom said the names. She's like, okay, well, it's okay. You guys can fly. You just have to pay $200 each for the penalty.
Like she made it.
Yeah, she made it sound
relief.
The relief. So we're like, are you sure? Like, that's all we have to pay. Like, are you sure? Are you sure? She's like, yeah, that's all you have to pay. Well, let's go get the money. Like, let's go get my debit card. It's at home. So we had to drive all the way back home, which was like about 35 minutes. So we drove back home. So we got the debit card. We drove back.
I cried so much.
At us in the back.
Yeah, and I cried so much. I fell asleep in the car on the way back. So when we got back, and my sister and my mom just got off.
Yeah, we got off. We didn't take off the luggage because they were heavy already, and kind of we were like, what if it doesn't even work out? We're gonna have to take them back in the car. So we went to American Airlines. We told them, we talked to customer service. We spoke to a woman. She said that we only have to pay $200 each for a ticket, and we can fly to Guadalajara for today at 6 in the afternoon. And the guy and us, he's like, oh yeah, let me see like your paperwork. So we showed him our paper, and he was like, yeah, that's all you have to pay. Can I see a passport? So when he already asked for the passport, we were like, okay, it's legit, like we're leaving, like this is gonna happen. And I called Connie, and I remember I went to the restroom. I was so happy, and I went to the restroom, and I like touched up my makeup, and I was really happy. And I told Connie, like, we can leave, like we're leaving and stuff. The guys already checking our passports, and I feel like Connie kind of didn't believe it yet, because she still sounded sad. And I went back to my mom, and the guy's still on the computer. In my head, I'm like, why is he taking so long? It doesn't take that long to like register.
And you guys like told me to come up to get the luggage. Right?
Yeah, and I told Connie, just go get the luggage, just Connie, so they can like,
like scan them and check them in.
So Connie and my dad came in, and they were sitting down, and they brought the luggages. And at this point, the guy's still on the computer. I don't know, God knows what he was doing, and he just kept talking to this manager, going back, talking to the manager. And me and my mom were like, oh, pobrecito, maybe he's still learning, like, no sabe.
He's taking so long, so mom was like, he has to put, like, all information in again, because it's gonna be, like, another flight, like, other tickets. So I was like, oh, okay, like, it's gonna take a process. Like, the flight doesn't leave till 6. Right now, it's, like, 4 something, so I'm like, we're good, we're here. So he's, like, going back and forth with another lady on the side. I don't know how you call the people in the front, whatever. And, like, we're like, oh, like, he's probably, like, new, like, he doesn't know. So, like, she kept helping him, and none of them were saying anything. So we were like, maybe that's a good sign, like everything's fine. If not, they would have told us already, like, no, like we can't do it or something. So I decided to go to the restroom and like touch up my makeup also, because my makeup was disgusting. And I was just like, yeah, I was like, if anything, I'm gonna take it off. But I ended up just putting some shades on. And so I sit with my dad, and we're just still waiting, and I'm just looking at my mom and my sister there with the guy. The guy's still walking back and forth, talking to other people that work there, and I'm like, oh my god. And so, like, at some point, my sister comes back to sit down with my dad, and I'm like, you know what, let me go see what's going on. Like, why is this guy taking so long? I'm frustrated. Like, we've already gone through so much this whole day. Like, I'm tired, I'm frustrated. I just want to know if we're going to fly or not. I go, and then I tell him, because he's not saying anything. He's just, like, on the phone with customer service. I don't know what the heck he's doing. He's just, like, on the phone, not saying anything, just looking at the computer and typing. And so I'm like, hey, like, is everything okay? Like, are we going to be able to fly or not? And then at some point he hangs up, and he's like, oh, okay, so I see the problem. So I already spoke to my manager, and you guys can fly today, but we're gonna have to charge you another fee. And I'm like, what do you mean another fee? He's like, yeah, so the lady from customer service didn't check your flight number right, or something like that. Like, she didn't notice that there was a change in the flight tickets. So like the price isn't the same, so we're gonna have to charge you the $200 ticket per each ticket, plus the difference from the ticket.
Which was the same thing they told us in the beginning.
Yeah, the same thing that had told us in the beginning.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
I like literally tell him, I'm like, do you know how much that is? And like nothing. He's like, yeah, it's about like over $2,000. Oh my gosh, I was like, are you kidding? You expect us to pay that much money? And my mom was just like, oh my god, like she was just like, at this point, like furious. I was just like, oh my god, like still pouring in tears. Everyone's staring at us. People are trying to check in behind us. I'm crying. My mom, my sister and my dad are on the other side of the airport. They're looking at me, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is a nightmare. I kept saying, like, this is a nightmare. I put my shades down because I'm pouring. I look so ugly crying.
She's like a Kim Kardashian crying.
Yeah, I cry so ugly. We've all gone through so much this morning, and I was like, I was just like crying, and I was like, do you know how long we've been in the airport for? We got here at 10. It's already like 4 in the afternoon. I'm like, we're exhausted. Like, this is so much disappointment in one day. I was like, why can't you guys just tell us that you can't do it? Like, you literally had us here for almost an hour just running back and forth to your manager and not tell us anything. And then he's like, yeah, like, I'm sorry, like, it's not my fault. Like, no, understand us. Like, I was just like so mad. I was like, you don't understand, like, you're not the one that's flying. And I was like, I have an appointment. I was like, I have a dentist appointment, like, it's urgent, like, you put yourself in our position, blah blah blah. And he's like, yeah, like, I'm sorry, you can speak to my manager. The freaking manager didn't even want to look at us.
We were done with speaking with anyone.
So mom was like, you know what, Mija, let's just go home, like, this is just too much. And then she's like, you know what, like, we're done, we're leaving, like, this is just awful, like, you guys are gonna hear from our review online. And she's like, I'm gonna go to Yelp or whatever it's called. And she's like,
because I always tell my mom, tienen, sabes que online cuando vas a un restaurante o Neozealand, doesn't matter, you can put reviews on Google or their website, like, me gustó, or I liked it, I liked the experience. And then she's like, les voy a poner un mal review that the American Airlines no sirven and stuff. She was really
she's like,
upset.
She's like, I'm gonna put a review, don't fly it on American Airlines, like, the other words. I'm like, oh my god, mom.
So we already sad. We were dragging our bags basically. In fact, I feel like people were looking at us, but we didn't even care. We were so sad, and
we were like the dramatic queen.
I almost got run over by a car by trying to like take my luggage in the parking lot.
We just wanted to get out of there, and I just wanted to cry in my house.
And my dad, he was like so hungry. My dad always gets hungry in situations like that.
Yeah, so like this was all happening to us, and like this whole time, my dad was just like,
I'm bored.
I'm bored. I'm hungry.
Because he didn't, I mean, he cared, but he was not flying. He didn't spend all that money. So my dad's hungry. We're really sad, and my mom was like, it's already late. We've been here since 10 in the morning.
None of us had ate, so my mom was like, let's just go eat. It was cloudy outside. It was cold. To the restaurant, the Chinese buffet restaurant, and like, even the little music that they were playing was just so depressing, and I just kept crying. Like, this whole time I just had my shades and I was just crying. I kept saying, Connie, stop crying. Like maybe things happen for a reason. And so we started eating, and my mom was like, yeah, maybe things happen for a reason. And we were just talking about like everything felt wrong from the beginning. Like, even when we bought the tickets, like, something didn't feel right. Mom was like usually when we buy plane tickets
we get really excited.
And like this time, like, it didn't feel like that. Like, it just felt like we bought some plane tickets, but it didn't actually feel like we were gonna make it. And so we were just talking about like maybe we weren't meant to fly. Like, maybe God wanted to keep us from something. Like, maybe something bad was gonna happen on the flight. Who knows? And like, I just tried my best to feel better. I couldn't. We ended up leaving the restaurant. We got home. I didn't want to watch TV. I was like, you know what, Mary? Like, I feel so embarrassed. I'm literally gonna grab my phone, turn it off, and put it away. I felt so embarrassing, huh? I didn't want anyone to know. I had Snapchatted, like, when we were at the airport, and I Snapchatted, like, our passports together. I deleted that immediately, and I was just like, God, like, I felt so dumb. I was like, like, people knew that we were traveling. Like, I just felt so embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to know or ask us questions because I felt so bad about it already.
No, my thing was like, I didn't want to go back to work, and people were like, how was Mexico? And I didn't want to say the truth, like, no, we didn't go because we lost our flight.
But
like,
I didn't want to lie either. I was like, God, like, I just wanted time to pass by so fast so that we can just get over this. And like,
she already had in her mind that she was just gonna stay in the room and sleep all day
for like that whole week and 2 days. No, a week and 3 days. I was like, I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. And then so we get home, we put the luggage away. I didn't want to look at the luggage. Every time I kept looking at the luggage, I felt even more sad. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, it felt like a nightmare. I just wanted to wake up from it. We ended up falling asleep. We were so tired, and so we fell asleep, and I woke up I think it was about like 4 in the morning because of our amazing neighbors who love to party every day, and they had some J Balvin going on. I love J Balvin, but that day that J Balvin song, I don't even know.
I wasn't hitting it.
It was not hitting it. I was so depressed. I don't know what song it was, but it felt like that J Balvin song to my ears was just even more depressing. I immediately woke up and I started crying again. And so my sister wakes up and she's like, hey, like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I started feeling like this awful feeling in my chest, and I just felt so scared, like terrified. Like, if you ever had a terrified feeling, like, you know what I'm talking about. I felt terrified, like if something bad
goes. No?
Like, no, I don't know. I feel scared. Like, scared for my life. And then my mom wakes up. She's like, Mija, ¿qué tienes? And I'm like, Mom, I feel so scared. Like, I feel like something bad is going to happen. And my mom immediately gets the Bible, crying a lot. Like, you're going to be fine. And they start...
She got possessed.
Stop. And I start crying, and Mary's like, here, like, hold the Bible, like, it's okay, Connie, like, she's hugging me, and I'm like, I just feel so sad, I feel depressed, like, I feel an awful feeling, like, what is happening right now, like why are we being punished, like, I feel like something bad is happening. I was like, no, like, it's okay, like, go to sleep. I start feeling a little bit better. I fell asleep. We woke up, same feeling, same situation.
The next day was worse because I think it was raining.
It was cloudy, and Mary was in her room watching videos. I went to my mom's room and we were just talking. I feel like we're stuck in some kind of situation like we're not going to get out of. Like, this just feels so depressing, like something bigger and bad is going to come in. And so Mary ends up walking into the room, and then Mary's like, you know what, Mom, like, I feel like we should give it a last try. Like, let's try something else. And my mom was like, you know what? Why don't we go to the agency and maybe they can do something for us? Like, they have to do something for us. Like, this has to be our last shot. Like, if God's gonna want us to fly, this is gonna be our last shot. So Mary's like going through online tickets through Volari, and she's like, Mom, you know what? Like, I just found some tickets. They're like $350, $370. Like, let's just get those. See if it
we
works.
had to go before the price change, because the price changed.
Yeah, the prices like flip really fast. And we were like, let's just go to the agency. Let's not buy them online. Let's not do that. Let's go to the agency and like have the lady purchase them or order them for us.
We went in thinking we were gonna buy the Volaris tickets, and we didn't buy the Volaris tickets. My mom was still trying to fight for the tickets that we already purchased, and we were just gonna. She wanted us to
to see if we can get like an exchange. Like, she didn't want us to like give our money out again.
And the lady that helped us there, she was really nice. She tried her hardest. She talked to so much people on the phone.
They kept telling her the same thing, and so I was like, Mom, like, you know, like, what are we doing? Like just try to find cheaper tickets. Like, let's buy the cheaper tickets that we found online. And then she's like, no, Connie, like, let me try to fight for this. Like, let me see if I can try to find some tickets with her. I was talking to the lady, and I was like, can you find me these tickets? Like, I found these tickets. I showed her my phone. I found these tickets from Volaris. Like, can you get me these tickets? She goes online. She can't find them. She finds some tickets that were like $470 something, and she's like, okay, we have these, but they're not for anytime soon. Like, they're for a month. And then I was like, no, like, we can't travel in a month. I was like, do you have anything sooner? And she's like, yeah, but right now they're like 600 something. I was like, crap, like, you're kidding me. And so I was like, no, like, we're not gonna buy more tickets. And then American Airlines also, the tickets were like just up there. I was like, that's ridiculous. This lady that my mom was talking to, she kept trying, and so we're like, well, there's no hope, like I'm just gonna give up. I was like, Mom, let's just stop. Like, maybe there's just a sign from God that we don't have to fly. Like, we just need to stop. Right when we were gonna give up, the lady says, you know what, I'm gonna try something, because something just popped out in the system. And we're like, what? And she's like, there's new flight tickets for you guys to fly then tomorrow, like the next day. She's like, but they're not out there for people to buy yet. But
they aren't online yet.
Yeah, she's like, but I can send out, I don't know how it is, like,
it's like a request.
Yeah, she's like, I can send out a request to get accepted so I can sell the tickets to you guys. She's like, but I can't tell you anything yet, so give me a few minutes. So we waited a few minutes, and she's like, I have good news for you girls. Like, I just sent out the request, they accepted it. I have the tickets for $315 for each ticket. And I was like, wait, like, what does that mean? Like, we only have to pay that price for those tickets? Like, we don't have to pay the $200 penalty? She's like, no, like, you guys don't have to pay anything else but the tickets, and obviously the $25 that they charge you for your luggage. So I was like, are you sure? Like, we don't have to pay anything else? She's like, no, like, you guys don't have to pay $200 penalty because there's like another set of tickets, like another reservation. Like, this has nothing to do with other tickets. The other tickets are trash. Like, they don't work anymore. I was like, oh my God, Mom, like, we have to take them. She's like, yeah, we're taking them. Like, let's just do this right now. My mom takes out her card and pays the tickets and just gets it over with. And she's like, okay, like, you guys are all set. The flight leaves tomorrow exactly at, like, your departure time is 10:50. Exactly like how the other tickets were. So she's like, you ladies need to get there 3 or 4 hours earlier than your departure time.
We were exactly 4 hours there.
Then my mom was like, yes, like, oh my God, like, thank you so much, like, you're an angel, like. And so the next day comes, we wake up at 5 a.m. We did not do our makeup. All we did is got dressed, our luggage were already out, so we just like literally grabbed our luggage. One of our friends took us to the airport. We were at the airport at 7 a.m. in the morning when our departure time was at 10:50. So you guys knew we were not gonna miss this flight for crap. We were like, no way, we're not playing this time. Like, this is never gonna happen to us again. Never gonna happen to us again. Like, horrible experience.
So much money went down the drain.
So much. Oh my god, it was awful. But God helped us. Like, we got through it. We got there. We checked in. We waited for our flight. We got on that plane. We left to our trip, and we came back, and we're all good. And like, it was an amazing vacation, huh? We had so much fun. She got treated. I got my surgery done, and like everything just feels so good right now. Like, we came back feeling just so grateful for it. So that completes our story time, guys. I don't know if we were being too dramatic about it. Stop, my hair is already a mess. I'm about to take the shower and go to sleep. I don't know if we were being too dramatic about it, and we were.
If you spent the money we spent, you'll be crying. Yeah, I didn't cry though. I cried.
We spent so much money for that trip too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. I feel my bun going down. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you already haven't. And we will see you back in our next video. Bye, guys.
The next time I'll show you where the Connie got possessed footage.
What?